Hey Golfaholics, while the Solheim Cup was in Toledo in September, Back Nine Report sat down with one of the original 13 founders of the LPGA Tour, Shirley Spork. Shirley grew up in Detroit, received a teaching degree from Eastern Michigan University in Ypsilanti, and taught golf and physical education at Bowling Green State University. She loved the travel, camaraderie with the other women, and traveling around the country. Because of her background as a teacher, however, she became more interested in the instructional side of golf and pressured the LPGA members to start training other women to be golf instructors. She is very proud of the part she played in getting the LPGA Teaching Division started, as well as the growth of that LPGA teaching group over the years. Each year, Eastern Michigan University honors Shirley by hosting the Shirley Spork Invitational and invites top collegiate women's golf teams to compete. Shirley was a delight to chat with, and her story of Babe Zaharias inviting her to be one of the original members of the LPGA is very interesting. We hope you enjoy this insightful interview as much as we did making it. You have no idea how excited we are to be talking to Shirley Spork, who was one of the original 13 founders of the LPGA. We're here at the Solheim Cup. So we're talking about 71 years later. Look how this thing has grown, Shirley.
Oh, it's tremendous. This tournament itself has grown each year, and this is the biggest ever. I mean, we couldn't possibly have believed when we started that anything like this would ever come about. When we started and had a little teeny schedule and drove everywhere, and we were just babes in the woods. We were just so excited about going from A to B and B to C and C to D. And in between, we read about what we could see, and we'd stop at national parks. And we got to see our whole country. And we got to meet people, different ethnic groups. We were just a little group and all together, and luckily we were so lucky, fortunate. We never had any accidents on the tour, and we got lots of speeding tickets. But in the beginning there weren't any Holiday Inns, so we stayed in the Southwest. We stayed in motor courts, which someone had a frying pan, someone had a coffee. I had a box.
Wasn't a McDonald's on every corner?
Oh, no. I had a box of spices. So when we got somewhere where we could get together and cook, we enjoyed it, because the only thing we got in a restaurant was canned peas and carrots. And we'd look for a cafeteria because they serve vegetables, or we were able to be invited to stay in members' homes at tournaments, and they would always say, well, we'll cook dinner for you, and we'd say, no, let us cook dinner for you, because we didn't have a nutritionist or anything like that.
Your fitness coach didn't travel with you?
No, we didn't have
your mental coach?
We didn't have any of that. Occasionally, some of the girls would have their teacher come to the tournament, like Harry Pressler, and he worked with Mickey Wright full time, and he was on the.
She needed a teacher with that swing?
The West Coast. Pardon?
She needed a teacher with her swing?
Yeah, right. Hold on. But we got along fine, and nobody got sick, and we were happy for each other, whomever won. But we hit lots of golf balls. We practiced a lot. We hit balls and hit balls. We were very accurate. We weren't interested in how far we hit it, because basically we all hit it the same distance. Averaging our drives were 225. Babe hit it 240. Mickey Wright hit it 240. And Mickey Wright was the first lady on our tour to be able to hit all the 5 pars and 2. and she became a star after the babe, and we go down the line, and each decade you have a new leader, a new person to look up to, and watching our tour grow from zero to where it is today, and thinking that the LPGA qualified players is a group over 300, but only 144 get to play. So we have a Symetra tour, our second tour, and we now manage the LET tour, which is the European tour. So there are lots of other tours available.
Plus the seniors here, the senior ladies now, the legend.
The senior ladies tour is now part of the LPGA.
Yeah.
It's just recently.
Yep.
And they're playing on a very, very, very difficult golf course at French Lick, Indiana.
Trish Johnson just won down there.
Trish Johnson just won it for the second time.
Yep.
And they're gaining more and more seniors to play.
Annika won the USGA's U.S. Senior Women's Open.
Yes, she did. And she was right here as a captain winning for her junior team.
Yep.
They won by 2 or 3 points this year. And when we were in Scotland, we won. So it's kind of even. Each team is a winner, and we're even scale there. So the next time
Shirley,
in France, there'll be a new leader.
Shirley, I want to go back to the beginning. So you grew up outside of Detroit. You're a Michigan girl. You attended Eastern Michigan University before it was Eastern Michigan. I think it was called Michigan Normal or something like that. And then when you got out of school, well, you started playing golf at a really young age in Detroit.
Well, our family moved next to a golf course, and the people who normally slice their golf ball landed on our property. I was 13 years old, and I found golf balls, and I sold them back to the golfers. And on Mondays, the caddies could play free, and they said if I had a club, I could play with them. Well, I didn't know one club from the other, and I got this dollar bill, and I went downtown to the sporting goods store, and they didn't have any clubs for $1, but they said, you go over to SS Kresge drugstore, a dime store, and they had a barrel, and in the barrel were tall ones with wood and short ones with iron, and I picked out a number 10, and it was straight and short. And I was so excited. I had my own club. So
you could play with the caddies.
When I went back to the neighborhood, and I waved my club at the kids and said, well, now I have a club, I can go play with you. They all laughed at me because I found out I had a putter. So I wrote a book, and the title of my book is From Green to Tee. So I started at the end, and I'm trying to get to the beginning.
So after you played there wasn't a lot of junior golf for women back then, but you ended up learning how to play a little bit. You ended up at Bowling Green State University here in Northwest Ohio, not just down the road from where we're at right here in Inverness right now.
Yes, my first teaching position was with the physical education department at Bowling Green, and we kind of basically started our golf competition. Peggy Kirk Bell, who's a pioneer member of the LPGA, was from Findlay, Ohio. So I called Peggy and I said, we're trying to get going here and have a team event. So she got some ladies to come over, and we had our first golf competition, and I was a golf coach.
There wasn't college leagues of women's golf back then.
There weren't any then. No, not at all. But the main reason I taught at Bowling Green is that they had a golf course right on the campus.
Forest Creason.
And you could walk right out of the gymnasium and walk like 200 or 300 yards, and you were on the golf. And I taught all the golf classes. And in the winter time, I taught volleyball and health and all those things. And then when we went to organize and sign the charter for the LPGA, I had already committed to teaching a school, and I tried to teach and play and teach and play. Well, that's not the way to play on the tour. And we were a very small group. Our total prize purses the first 4 years were, the total at each tournament was $3,000. And
now they play for over $70 million a year.
Yeah, but first place was like $350, $500, and I gave up my position to go try to be a tour player.
So you told me an interesting story yesterday about that. You had to be in Chicago for something, and you happened to hook up with Babe Zaharias, and she invited you to join their merry little group of golf professionals.
Well, in the very beginning, we had a WPGA, and it was organized in Greensboro, North Carolina, and it was called WPGA. And that functioned for 2 years, and then they didn't have enough sponsors, and it went down the belly. I was in high school, so I was ready to go. I was going to join that WPGA. There wasn't any. So my parents decided I should go to college, and that's how I got to go to a teacher's college. It was called East Michigan Normal, and I'm so blessed to have done that and received an education, and also beginning of how to teach groups and how to teach individuals. So on the tour, we had a meeting once a year, and I would raise my hand and say, well, we need a teaching division. And they turned it down the first year, the second year. The third year, it passed by one vote to start the teaching division. And how we did this is that for 6 years, we would go to a college university, and we called it the LPGA National Golf School for Teachers. And the first time we had it was a 5-day school. It was at the University of Michigan. And teachers came to learn teaching methodology. We invited the local women to come. We needed subjects, and we used those. They were learning our teaching methods. And if at the end of the week, if any of the teachers who came wanted to be certified, we observed them teaching 3 people, a man, a woman, a junior, a senior, a regular golfer, and a beginner.
Didn't have to do a 3-year apprenticeship.
And then they got a certificate that said they came and they were there 5 days and they passed the teaching qualification, and they could apply to become a member. So that's how we began to get members, and that went on for 6 years. So we built up our clientele. Today, I'm so pleased and happy to know that we have 1,800 teaching members, and we have a international section also. So we have 7 sections in our country, and plus the international. So we are global. The nice thing is that we have a leadership committee now. Here at this tournament, some of the leadership ladies are here from different sections, and they're giving 10-minute free golf lessons on the practice tee. So if anybody could hear this message, you can come out and get a free golf lesson from a qualified LPGA teacher.
So you not only were one of the founding members of the LPGA Touring Division, you were really responsible for starting the LPGA Teaching Division as well, which has grown to include LPGA teachers around the world, and is responsible. And today, we saw the junior Solheim over at Sylvania Club just down the street here a ways, but also the LPGA girls is promoting golf to young women all across the world, is bringing more and more women to the game. So the LPGA, which you helped found and helped start, has just grown to this worldwide organization.
It is tremendous. It's so heartwarming to see all these young little girls so excited. And here at this tournament, driving around the course, I've met young fathers with their little girls, and it's so nice to see that the daddy is interested in.
You were actually, your parents really didn't want you to play golf or be involved.
Well, they were, just blue collar workers, and they were glad I was interested in doing something. They knew I was safe.
You had to earn a trade. You had to earn a trade to teach before you could go play golf.
Right. So, also, the golf course that we were next to was a daily fee course, and I didn't have a ticket to play. They had a ranger that kept chasing me off. And you used to punch a ticket on the tee on the number 1 and 10th hole. And so they got to know me because I had a little pop stand and I sold pop and golf balls and candy bars. And my business ability started early. I still have the record book of what I made on weekends. And
you even kept accounts.
I was able to buy my own self a bicycle and all that good stuff, and I rode my bicycle down to Redford Golf Course, and they gave me a golf. I could play Monday through Friday for the whole summer for $35. So that's where I played my golf, and some of the gentlemen that I got to play with. From Detroit. One time later in life, I was in Vegas and went to one of the casinos, and the pit boss says, "Shirley, you used to play with me, and we were betting a nickel a hole," he said, "and I hated to give you that nickel more than I lost the $100 with the guys I was playing with."
We were so happy to be able to talk with Shirley Spork, one of the original 13 founding members of the LPGA. We're here at the Solheim Cup in Inverness Club in Toledo. Shirley, thank you so much for taking a couple minutes and coming and talk with us.
It's so nice to be here. And the weather's just gorgeous, and we just hope everybody comes out this weekend and just enjoy being here and watching the best golfers in the world. The best golfers in the world are here. And
the best women golfers.
That's right. And it's amazing how far they hit it, and how nice they look, and they're out in their team outfits. And as we all know, it's USJ all the way, USA all the way.
Thank you, Shirley.